Coming up next is one of the two four-man contendership matchups we're going to have tonight. This one will be for the contendership for the RDW Intercontinental title at RDW Judgment Day. MORTiCiOUS, Brewmaster Swiggs, Phatty Ogre, and Shaihee. Brewmaster Swiggs is the first one to step out in this matchup. Now, Brewmaster Swiggs had a pretty good tag team win 2 weeks ago, but had a monster battle last week against the Regulator, but did not win the match last week. But he's been pretty impressive since he made his return to RDW at the start of the Simulation League. He's probably the most formidable force in this matchup. One of the biggest guys in the league and probably hard to stop as well. But we don't want to count out the other superstars in this matchup either, where they too have a fighting chance at this contendership for the RDW title. And here comes Phatty Ogre, getting his first contendership shot at the RDW Intercontinental Championship. It's the only title that has eluded him during his time in RDW, since he has won the Survival and World Championship during his time in RDW. So I would think he has a great fighting chance to win the title tonight. But he does have to go through the likes of Brewmaster Swiggs, MORTiCiOUS, and Shaihee. Shaihee has been really impressive the last few weeks. Granted, he came off a loss last week in his tag team matchup, but Shaihee has got to be the underdog of this matchup, and probably the wild card too. But we'll have to see as this match goes on. And now it's time for the mysterious MORTiCiOUS to make his grand entrance, actually getting his first ever shot at an RDW title. The only two superstars in this matchup that has never had a shot at a contendership or at a title is actually Shaihee and MORTiCiOUS. So Shaihee started at the very end of RDW before we shut down. This is MORTiCiOUS' pretty much debut in RDW. His win-loss record is also 1-1. Getting a win against Jokester 2 weeks ago, and suffering a loss to Potato last week. But that doesn't change the fact that he is ready for tonight. MORTiCiOUS, more ready than ever for this matchup. How would it be to see a guy like MORTiCiOUS or Shaihee to win the matchup tonight and go on to fight for the Intercontinental Championship? All four of these men would be a formidable opponent against the likes of Cosmos. And yes, Cosmos is dealing with a lot of drama with Krieger Margin as of late, but when it comes to pay-per-view time, he's going to have to focus on the winner of this matchup. So, in the back of his head, he's going to have to keep one of these four guys in mind, knowing that he's going to have to face one of these people at the pay-per-view. Even though Krieger will probably still give him problems. And now it's time for Shaihee to step out and make his name known in RDW. If Shaihee wins tonight, it'll probably be one of the biggest shocks in RDW history, since he is still a rookie in the league. But that doesn't take away the fact that Shaihee had won the very first simulation match in RDW history. He was the first ever match, and he won the first ever match. We are excited to see Shaihee get an opportunity like this, and quite frankly, I would be rooting for this guy tonight. Hopefully he can go all the way and beat the likes of MORTiCiOUS, Brewmaster, and Phatty Ogre, all three veterans of the sport. Here we go, folks. Fatal 4-way submission only action. Submission elimination only action, I should say, for the number 1 contendership for the RDW Intercontinental title. And immediately Brewmaster just throws MORTiCiOUS by his throat across the ring. And Shaihee, learning some Mac Technician moves, as I can see. Probably got some training from PX90 in the back. Shaihee and Phatty Ogre taking the action outside. While Brewmaster and MORTiCiOUS battle it out in the ring, just slamming and bumping into each other like bumper cars, or like last week's analogy, two monsters just battling over the city. MORTiCiOUS with a nice suplex in the ring, and Shaihee just tripping up Phatty Ogre on the outside. Phatty Ogre about to, whoa, taking an unorthodox slam from Shaihee there onto the hard mat, while we have MORTiCiOUS going for a shin breaker onto Brewmaster Swiggs in the ring. And now MORTiCiOUS locking up the first submission in the matchup in this odd-like submission maneuver with the legs, but Brewmaster's able to get to the ropes and breaks up the hold. And ooh, a headbutt! Just taking him off his feet and pounding away at the face over and over and over again. Swiggs is going to town, and oh my god, just slamming Phatty Ogre on the ground hard with that sidewalk slam. Yeah, the Russian leg sweep by MORTiCiOUS here. Now MORTiCiOUS shifting his attention to Phatty Ogre as both Brewmaster and Shaihee recover outside. Now MORTiCiOUS looks like he's about to do some head smashes in the turnbuckle, and Shaihee looks like he's trying to break it up to help Phatty Ogre, but he is not able to break it up as MORTiCiOUS gets all 10 smashes in. And now Brewmaster is taking attention to Shaihee. Ooh, looks like there was going to be a gut wrench suplex there, but it was a counter by Shaihee, flipping him over and laying him on the ground. This is very intense, like non-stop action between these four individuals. I may have trouble just following the action here. I mean, hard enough with like 8 people in the ring, but 4 people could still be somewhat difficult here. See MORTiCiOUS hitting a hard left hand to the face there. And oh, knife-edge chops back to back to each other right there. And oh, a leg trip right there onto the ground by Shaihee, tripping up Brewmaster on the mat. If Shaihee takes advantage of this, he can eliminate probably one of the most formidable forces in RDW really quickly. But it's not going to be an easy task, as Brewmaster going straight for the shoulder claw, and MORTiCiOUS and Phatty Ogre just dueling out of the ring, and a back suplex onto the hard mat on the outside, causing some severe back pain and maybe some damage to the neck there. And we got a suplex on the outside. Ooh, a corner body splash by Shaihee. Shaihee getting some nice offense in against Brewmaster, but Swiggs is able to come back. But not for long, he gets hit with the reverse DDT onto the mat in the ring. And Shaihee is just fired up, and he's ready to go. And knocking him out on the outside. Ooh, a DDT on the outside by MORTiCiOUS to Phatty Ogre. That's going to daze him for quite a bit, and MORTiCiOUS taking him back in the ring. So remember, this matchup can only be decided in the ring, so eliminations can only be decided in the middle of the ring here. But now it looks like these 2 guys, or these 4 guys I should say, are, there's the Yakuza kick that I got him to win 2 weeks ago. And oh, a clothesline by Brewmaster. Now we got an ankle lock here by MORTiCiOUS, locking in the leg scissors too, trying to get Phatty Ogre to tap out to the ankle lock. But Phatty Ogre is not going to give up that easily. He will usually find a way to get out of the submission hold, and he's able to wiggle his leg free and using his foot to break that grip on the hold there. We have a double team move right here. Double gut buster by MORTiCiOUS and Brewmaster, going back to their MEM days, onto Phatty Ogre. But oh, a wrestling takedown by Shaihee, just coming in quickly and taking Brewmaster down. Oh, driving him headfirst in the mat with the Impaler DDT as MORTiCiOUS takes Phatty Ogre to the outside. Brewmaster Swiggs with a sidewalk slam hard under the mat there, and Phatty Ogre goes headfirst into the LED light on the apron there. Now we got an ankle lock attempt by Swiggs here. Trying to get the first submission elimination in, but Shaihee is able to break it out and tick him off, staying alive in the matchup here. And we have the submission to hold outside, but that's not going to do any good there for Phatty Ogre. It has to be in the ring, and Swiggs just going to town with those fists over and over and over again to Shaihee. And now Shaihee gets trapped in that colossal clutch that hold there, and he has no choice but to tap out. Shaihee is the first one eliminated in this matchup. What a terrific showing by Shaihee here, but he is no match for the likes of Swiggs. And now Swiggs joins the action on the outside, hitting the sidewalk slam to MORTiCiOUS on the outside. We're now down to 3 men, ladies and gentlemen. 3 men for the contendership for the Intercontinental title. Phatty Ogre, MORTiCiOUS, and Brewmaster Swiggs. It's going to be an interesting to see which of the 3 veterans will go for it. We got a camel clutch hold here. Let Brewmaster Swiggs on MORTiCiOUS. Will MORTiCiOUS tap out? Phatty Ogre playing kind of the smart move, but no. MORTiCiOUS is able to break out. I was going to say that Phatty Ogre was playing kind of the smart move to let this elimination happen, just to thin the herd out. And we have a guillotine locked in here. This could be it right here. And MORTiCiOUS just, he breaks up the hold. What is he doing? They could have brought it down to him and Phatty Ogre, but he breaks up the hold and throws it to the outside. What does this even mean? Like, that's not a smart move by MORTiCiOUS at all to break up the submission hold, which is elimination only, not first fall. It doesn't make any sense, but it is what it is, I guess. And wrestling takedown by Brewmaster onto MORTiCiOUS. No thank you to MORTiCiOUS, says Brewmaster. As he slams Phatty Ogre's head back on the LED board light on the apron, causing some more damage to the head. I'm surprised Phatty Ogre's not dazed and confused right now. Now the action's going back into the ring. Ooh, a soccer ball like kick to the gut by Swiggs. And ooh, a spear! Swiggs is just dominating this matchup right now, taking out both opponents that are left in the ring. Now we got a standing hold submission here, and Phatty Ogre quick to break out of the hold with some gut punches. That could have been detrimental for him, but Phatty Ogre was able to break out. Oh, a knife edge chop to the back of Phatty Ogre, followed by a facebuster. And MORTiCiOUS now has control of the matchup. MORTiCiOUS wanting to take the action. Nope, he brings it back into the ring. And now it's MORTiCiOUS and Phatty Ogre battling out while Swiggs recuperates on the outside. Phatty Ogre hitting a clothesline, another clothesline, and a third clothesline, knocking MORTiCiOUS a little delirious and into the corner. And was trying to go for like a tackle, but he hits straight into the turnbuckles. MORTiCiOUS moves out of the way. And oh man, this fireman's carry by Brewmaster Swiggs. And he hits a nice fist there to MORTiCiOUS, and he's locked in his submission hold again. This could be it, but no, Brewmaster's able to throw him off and stay alive in the match. And now we just have MORTiCiOUS with a suplex in the middle of the ring, trying to do some more damage to the likes of Brewmaster. Throws Brewmaster in the corner with the Irish whip, and Brewmaster counters and throws him into the corner. Picks him up by his legs and just like flapjacks him or something. Just flips him over him, and MORTiCiOUS landing face first onto the ground, but he's quick to get back up to his feet. It looks like MORTiCiOUS was waiting to make the next move, and he's going to go for a left hand there, but Brewmaster counters with a fist of his own, followed by a headbutt. Phatty Ogre back in the action, goes back to the sleeper hold, trying to get the submission here. But Brewmaster was too close to the ropes, and he broke the hold. And Brewmaster, either by sheer luck of getting too close to the ropes, or by the help of MORTiCiOUS, or just powering his way out, he is able to survive and keep going in this match. And MORTiCiOUS going for a back suplex, but it's countered to a crossbody, flattening him like a pancake. And he rolls out of the ring. worn out by that. Now Brewmaster setting up for that colossal clutch again. Locked in on Phatty Ogre. Will Phatty Ogre survive? Or will he? He has to tap out. And Phatty Ogre is eliminated from the matchup. We are now down to Brewmaster Swiggs and MORTiCiOUS. Which it would have been MORTiCiOUS and Phatty Ogre earlier in the matchup, but MORTiCiOUS had to break up the submission hold to keep Brewmaster in the match. So kind of makes me wonder if MORTiCiOUS wanted one-on-one against Brewmaster to prove something. We may never know, folks, honestly. And quite frankly, I mean, it doesn't really matter now because we get the one-on-one bout between MORTiCiOUS and Brewmaster and that Yakuza kick, knocking him to the ground. Followed up with an ankle lock. With the leg scissors here, too. Attempting the submission to make him tap out. But will he hold on? Will he hold on or will he tap out here? And no. Brewmaster's able to wiggle out and taking some knowledge he saw from Phatty Ogre, using his foot to break the hold of his hands on the ankle. Ooh, a spear! A hard spear onto the ground, and Brewmaster back on top. Now Brewmaster with the camel clutch with a knee in the back, pulling back hard on that spine and neck, causing some strain that holds in really tight. It just slams him onto the mat really hard. Knowing this match is going to go a little bit longer. Brewmaster throws MORTiCiOUS outside the ring. I don't know why these superstars keep going outside the ring when the submission fall has to happen in the ring. I think he heard me because it's back in the ring, and Swiggs, ooh, just slamming his body onto the apron, causing some damage to the sternum. That's gotta cause him, make it hard for him to breathe, and he's got that standing submission locked in. And MORTiCiOUS, knowing what the hold is, breaks out quickly, knowing that it could have been over for him right there. Another punch to the gut and a running high knee to the face. MORTiCiOUS is starting to come back in this matchup, doing a hip drop to the arm, extending the arm, causing some damage. Probably trying to work on the arm so he doesn't have much torque on that colossal clutch, but he is unable to keep Brewmaster down as Brewmaster's back on top with that wrestling-like takedown. And now Brewmaster locking in a shoulder claw, doing some damage to the shoulder and the arm of MORTiCiOUS. This might be the submission right here, folks. We may never know. But MORTiCiOUS quick with a chop block to the leg, getting back on top and a kick to the sternum. Some action's getting more intense by the second between these two superstars. It seems like MORTiCiOUS wants to prove something to Swiggs, saying that, oh, he's gotten better over the years since they haven't fought one-on-one in quite some time. But I guess we'll have to find out how this matchup will end. But it is getting more aggressive as the match goes on between these two. And just dragging him over the top apron and just clubbing him on the back. Dragging him back into the ring. And MORTiCiOUS is taking some more punches to the face by Swiggs there. More damage to the skull. But MORTiCiOUS gets back on top. Setting up for a tackle, and oh, he's doing some fists of his own. It is getting more aggressive. What would it be like for MORTiCiOUS to win this match? Oh, sorry to interrupt myself, but he dodged that spear. That could have been the match there. And Brewmaster going to the top rope, and you've got to be kidding me. A superplex off the top rope onto the outside mat, straight to the ground. That is a far sheer drop to the ground. If you also include Brewmaster's height at 6'5", having the power to do that to a pretty sizable guy like MORTiCiOUS, that's just full strength coming down to the ground. MORTiCiOUS is able to bounce back, trying to get the action back in the ring, but he gets tossed in by himself by Brewmaster. And oh, clotheslines Brewmaster back outside the ring. These two cannot stay in the ring at all. It just keeps going back and forth between these two. And then MORTiCiOUS Seems to be he's resting there for the side. Might be planning his next move to take down Brewmaster. He's coming around the corner. Oh, a gut kick to the stomach. MORTiCiOUS laying some strikes in. Some nice planned strikes to the body and the chest, and followed by a back suplex, dropping him on the back of his head. Back to the knife edge chops. But Brewmaster with the left hand of his own. Trying to go for a clothesline, but it gets dropped face first on the apron there. Now, Brewmaster throwing him around, but still taking some damage from those strikes by MORTiCiOUS. But he's hitting some of his own. These two are just flat out boxing. Oh, that might be it. MORTiCiOUS just knocked him out with that forearm. Oh wait, Brewmaster was faking. He kicked him in the gut and he's back into it. Brewmaster was playing possum from that forearm to the face. And he's back in the action, but he gets thrown back in the ring. And now they're back in the ring, where this match could finally end between these two. It is getting to that point to where the next submission hold could be it for this matchup. I think MORTiCiOUS is setting up for something. Could it be that Yakuza kick? And he hits the Yakuza kick. Doesn't get quite all of it to the sternum, but he's able to hit it on the lower stomach, almost to the groin area. But Brewmaster's quick to get back up and just punch like a mad caveman over and over again. Getting back on top of MORTiCiOUS. The moment I say someone's on top of the action, the other person counters. This is going back and forth between these two. Now he's doing some damage to the legs. That is definitely a smart move to do. I don't know how long that offense will last. MORTiCiOUS goes for another snap suplex onto the mat, causing more damage to the back. MORTiCiOUS is pulling out all the stops in this matchup, trying to get a win. Trying to get that first title shot. Then Brewmaster with a back suplex. Backdrop onto the mat there. And now MORTiCiOUS getting dragged to the middle of the ring. And ooh, a stomp to the face, and we know what's coming next. It's that colossal clutch. Can MORTiCiOUS break out, or will he have the same fate as Phatty Ogre? And so he does. He does. Brewmaster has won the first of the two contendership matchups, and he will be facing Cosmos at RDW Judgment Day one-on-one for the RDW Intercontinental Championship. This is a very great matchup between these four men. Some questionable choices done in this match, especially with MORTiCiOUS breaking up that submission hold between Phatty Ogre and Brewmaster, where Brewmaster could have been eliminated. But it is what it is, and we have now a solid winner. Brewmaster Swiggs, your winner and #1 contender for the RDW Intercontinental Championship. And you know that Phatty Ogre has got to be unhappy with that result, especially when he thought he would have had the match won if he eliminated Brewmaster. But we're going to have to see what happens next week between those superstars. But right now, Brewmaster is your winner.